Thank you for calling 1-800 SAT Design. Welcome back for another episode 12. Um, Today's just another remote day. Pretty busy schedules, I'd say.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to get together, but
Lots going on, and it's
yeah.
also it's also raining, so kind of just sucks to just be out in the
Yeah.
rain.
It's been raining so much lately. Like, I was like, it's not even spring yet. How's this spring gonna look?
Well, do you see that this week is gonna be pretty warm? At least last time I
I did
checked, I
actually,
think it
yeah.
was like 60 degrees for more than like 3 days or something.
Yeah. Or
Or
like upper 50s.
yeah, the whole week is gonna be pretty warm. Get to
Yeah,
wear
it's gonna be
shorts
very
again.
nice. Like, it's only February.
I know. Well, remember like last year, there's one day that was like really warm. And we kind of like
Yeah,
walked outside. We're like, damn, it's actually hot. And then the next
I do
day it dropped
remember
like
that.
20 degrees.
And it was like snowing.
Yeah, crazy.
It's that time of year when weather can't make up its mind.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a whole lot of like snow this year. So
Just
maybe
a lot of
it's,
rain.
yeah,
A
maybe
lot of
it's just
rain.
kicking in. Kicking in a little late.
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah. But how's your past week been?
It's been pretty good. Not a whole lot to report from last episode. Still working on the menu from the restaurant I work at, and that We See Gem's little title or show reveal.
Nice.
Not a whole lot of progress at the moment.
On either of the projects?
Well, not on the gems thing, but the the menu's almost done. But they're still making edits to the copy and stuff, so it's just kind of sitting waiting for that to be done so I can finish it.
Nice. Are you happy the way it looks so far?
Yeah, I might add like a little texture to it because it just looks so flat but and boring. But a menu is hard, and I was like, I want to make it fun, but something I deal with every day, like as a server and like dealing with the customer, is a lot of people struggle to read menus, especially older people. And so I was like, I didn't want to change it so much from like traditional the way a traditional menu looks because I'm like it's just gonna cause questions and
Yeah.
random things that I'll have to explain. So it's still a very simple layout. I did a couple of illustrations and stuff on it, but nothing crazy.
Nice. I mean, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
you? Are you working on anything new?
Um, I don't think so. I honestly can't even really remember what I did this last week. But I don't
This
think
last week
I've.
flew by so fast. Like,
Yeah, it really did. I don't think I've been working on anything. I've been planning a couple like new projects. But I don't. They're not really at a certain state at the moment, so nothing's really going on.
yeah.
Um,
What are you planning?
yeah.
Or are you not sharing it?
I don't think I'm gonna share some of these. I think I want to kind of just start it with literally with nothing essentially,
Hmm.
with zero, basically from nothing and try and build it up into something. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, right now I think I've planned it to be like a 10-year project.
It's a
So
long time.
yeah, but I think it's enough time, and honestly, it's really just for me to have fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't. I just want to learn new things and just mess around essentially. Basically what I normally do. So yeah. Not it's not really anything too big. But yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Um yeah, that's about
Well,
it.
10-year project.
Yeah, it's something, I guess. It's
It's gonna be
something.
a long time.
Yeah. It's just given I think it's more than enough time. Mhm.
Well,
That's all.
I look That's all I'm getting. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
keep
look
it.
forward to maybe seeing it in 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't be talking about it a whole lot. Probably keep it
Okay.
super private. Um, yeah.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, today we wanted to talk about brand guides and some kind of weird rules that we found in some brand guides, or just, you
Things that
know,
are interesting that
things
make
that
it
are
like
interesting.
stand out,
Yeah.
and people when they first hear about it or see it, they're like, "What the heck's going on here?" Type of
Yeah.
thing. So we found a couple. Um, Personally, I don't really know a whole lot about them. I'm gonna probably just figure that out and right now. So there are only a couple
Yeah.
things that I know that are like that really stand out, and I'm sure a lot of people have like heard or read about them.
hmm I think a lot of these brands are well known and that we know really well and that we thought were interesting. That's why we picked them. Um, and we've heard a couple things about them as well, but we wanted to kind of go over them together and with you guys to kind of, have a first time reaction to,
Mm-hmm.
some new things going through these brand guides because some of them have a lot of content in them.
Yeah, and I also like I don't really know who does, but I don't really like go and search for other companies like brand guides. Although I feel like I should have because you can probably learn a lot from just looking at them.
Yeah, I went through a lot when I did my final project in
Mm.
school because I ended up doing it was I think a 50-page brand guide.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even make them. I kind of just winged it.
So I was looking at a lot of them to kind of see what they, laid out in theirs and kind of, you know,
Okay.
did the same.
Did you look at any of the
I was
ones
like,
that we're gonna look at today?
no, I didn't actually. I tried to look more into brand guides that were kind of similar to my project, like content wise, um, to kind of see what information was the most important to pull from the brand I was creating. So, yeah, these are all entirely new.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I've only looked at a couple of them because of like when I first heard about them, it was interesting,
hmm
but I never read through the whole thing. Some of them are crazy long, too.
Yeah, like we're not gonna sit here and read every page, but
Yeah, I'm literally just gonna like scan them, see whatever is interesting to me.
we're gonna have a 3-hour popcorn read of these brand guides.
Yeah, we're gonna read each and every page, and
All
we're gonna have
60
to describe
pages.
it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, even if it's like at different scales, we're gonna still read every
yeah,
single
we're
letter.
going to lull you to sleep in this episode today.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we just get on into it? There's kind of a lot.
Sure.
Well, actually, I don't know how much there is, but I feel like there's gonna be a good amount to talk about. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
You're sharing your screen.
I can share mine. Um, all right. So,
NASA first.
yeah, I think we'll just go in the order of my tabs.
Okay.
I think it'll just be easier to keep track of. But yeah, the first one that well, how did we pick these brands in general? Like the companies?
Well, I know Spotify you talked about wanting to do because they did some new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Slack I thought would be a good one since, a lot of designers and creatives use that to communicate. The NASA one, specifically the 1976 version, was actually recommended by ChatGPT as a interesting brand guide because I think it said it was like quite long, very extensive for no reason, and
Mm.
like some things just didn't make sense. So I
Okay.
haven't really looked too in depth of the NASA one yet, but I thought it might be something interesting to kind of react to together. So
Yeah. I mean, when we first took a glance at it, well, it's 60 pages. And then even when I was scrolling through it, there were some things that did seem a little unnecessary, but it was the 70s, so maybe it was like they just were saying we might as well add as all the content just in case any sort of question comes up.
yeah, I mean that's always a good thing to do to kind of over prepare than under prepare, and then no
Yeah.
one knows what they're supposed to do with all the information. So
I mean, it's nice that they just kind of like it's all in one document essentially,
hmm
but it is a lot.
dear colleagues.
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna skip
A
past that.
lot of
Um,
essay.
I wish they like. Well, I'm sure we can probably just search it, but where this text when it was first made,
Yeah, I'm wondering, is that
because
like a font or was that like hand, you know, made specifically for NASA?
yeah, I would assume it's handmade, or maybe like
Yeah,
taken from a typeface and is slightly altered to make that because I feel like this is will last forever.
yeah, they have not changed it since
Mm-mm. Well, I think
NASA was
there's no
created.
reason to.
No, I think it very much, I don't know, it fits them. It's very futuristic,
Very
geometric. It
space.
just, very space, it works.
Yeah.
Very space, it's.
Nah. Yeah.
Um, these first few pages are just going over the logo type, the correct color usage for.
Well, this was kind
It
of well. I was trying to see it's like why they pick a red, but it doesn't. Well, I mean, it
doesn't say why they
does.
picked.
Just this warm shade of red is a very active color, which brings a kinetic dimension to the letter forms. The color reflects the lively and future-orientated character of NASA.
Okay.
But like there's not like a huge scientific reason why they picked this exact red.
Yeah, no. I'll
I
scroll back up a little bit. I was reading this. NASA red should be used only when a second color is available and appropriate. It is intended to be used only on white or light value neutral color background. NASA red should not be used with other bright saturated colors. I mean, that all makes sense. But in my head, when I glanced at that the first time, it was like, what?
I think they just wanted to like stand out
Yeah,
today
they don't
all.
want it to be clashing with any
Mm-hmm.
other color, which makes sense.
Yeah. The use of color.
It seems like NASA's colors are red, black, gray, and white.
Well, they have blue now, right?
Yeah,
But I think they
there's,
just keep it very simple. They're like, there's no need to get all fancy. I like this one
yeah.
though. This part, even it's
Yeah,
like
this
just
part's
not
very
how to use
interesting.
it. Which it's
They really don't want
honestly,
anything conflicting with the NASA word mark.
yeah. Like when I look at this, it's so hard for some reason. Just to like my eyes, it's hard to recognize it as NASA. Just
Yeah, with the box around it, it just like
yeah,
kind of blends in, especially since like the box around NASA in this example that they used for not how to use it, it like
it's the
is the
same
same width
weight.
as
Yeah.
the letters, so it just kind of like blends in and it's
Mm-hmm.
just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do really like the one in the middle with
This
the very extreme drop shadow. I know
I
it's like a,
kind
this
of
is, you
I
can't
saw
use
it
it this way,
too.
but I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's definitely that one stood out to me as well. I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I read the top and it's like incorrect uses, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's
obviously I get the warping on its side, the opacity really low.
yeah. Or
Yeah,
this one
that stuff
too.
makes sense. Illegible.
Mm-hmm. Just a large scale.
Large scale grid right in the middle.
And then this is like patches and their other like.
It's kind of weird that they incorporated the patches in here. I mean, I guess it's a brand guide, but they don't use the NASA mark in any way.
Well, this one stood out to me because this is like I think this is like the patch for the whole company, but this
Yeah,
thing I don't even know what this is called, but
I think
that's
it goes over it later, and I saw when I
yeah,
was scrolling through, I saw.
but that's now like or this is like the older version of what their logo is now.
Yeah, it's like they took that patch and the NASA logo or the NASA word mark and
Mm-hmm.
like slapped them together, and that's the current
Yeah,
logo, present day, not in
I mean
'76.
it works. It works. This one's just different scales, which I guess is nice.
Yeah,
I think it's nice to have it back then when you couldn't just like open it up on a screen and zoom in and zoom out.
yeah,
So that kind of makes sense. And it's just different.
reproduction art.
It's just different text layouts and sizes.
Again, all the scales, like whole pages of just scales.
Yeah. What's the difference
Versions
between
of the
this
logo.
one? Oh, it
White
just gets
one.
smaller. I couldn't tell
Oh, it's
between
like
these
slightly
two.
smaller.
Yeah. The seal. Oh,
Logos
so this
with
is the seal.
addresses.
And then you
This page got
this.
me when I was scrolling through it because it's like it talks about the NASA red color and like different shades is what I originally thought glancing at it. But it's like an entire page of the exact same swatch over and over and over again. And I'm like, why?
I
Why?
think if you look at it closely, though, you can see perforated marks right here. So I wonder if they
Yeah,
like took these, basically cut them into smaller things, and then like handed them out or something. I don't know.
that could be true.
But it's like, why would you still do that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What does the type say above it? I can't see it. It's so small on my
This
screen.
swatch is to be used in achieving a visual match in any medium of reproduction, including inks, paints, dyes, or other pigments, when NASA red is specified.
Oh, there we
So
go.
it's
There's our answer.
so it's
So I think
like a swatch book, like
I
a
think it's a
swatch.
physical swatch
Yeah.
that yeah, that makes more sense now. But when I was scrolling through, I was like, they're all the same red. Is this supposed to be like different swatches of red? Like,
That's what I first saw too, and then I literally just saw those
I
perf
guess we just
marks.
need to read.
Yeah. I skimmed over it, but I didn't really like process it because I thought I was going to talk about the red. But yeah.
Yeah. They're even incorporating in this Baron guide like letterhead and envelopes, like how the logo and the address should be displayed together on different,
I
or
mean,
on the envelopes,
it
which is
does
actually
make sense because you want,
helpful.
if you're like a government company like this or whatever kind of company they are, you'd want it to all be the same and you don't want people making their own thing because they could potentially mess up and then it makes them look bad.
Yeah,
So I think it is nice to have this,
that is very nice.
especially for like the people who aren't really designers and they're just doing whatever.
Yeah,
Like it's nice that it's already made for them, basically.
nice templates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it even goes into large mailers in the next page, it
It's
looks
like
like.
typed with a typewriter.
It looks like it. Large envelopes and mailing. Actually, this is very helpful in a brand guide. I haven't
Yeah.
seen mailers or any in a brand guide in a long time. I don't know if it's because we don't use physical mail as much now in the digital world, but I don't know. I think that's helpful.
Well, it's also interesting how like the mail system has not changed.
No.
Like it's the same formatting and layout.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Mm-hmm. News releases.
I is that it's Helvetica with that they've paired with NASA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
We're
like
gonna
how
get
close
into
together the
typography
news is.
soon. You're spoiling it.
Sorry. They have documents and form layouts,
I mean, these are all essential
publications,
things.
demo, yeah, illustrations and photography rules. logo types.
Lots of stuff to read. Not gonna read it. Here's the
The typography.
typography.
Yeah, let's talk about the typography.
I mean, Helvetica,
Yeah,
which I feel like back then is like a. Actually, I don't really know how big it was. I honestly didn't even realize that it
I think
existed.
Helvetica was still a baby,
Hmm. I wonder how many
but
people used it during this time. Like if it was popular, and that's kind of why like people kind of talk smack on it, or
or
if it,
maybe NASA was the trailblazer for
yeah,
Helvetica.
maybe it was like a hidden gem, and then NASA exposed it.
Yeah, they could go into a lot of detail on like using Helvetica medium, like the different rules.
Like there's a quote here from whoever Ruskin is.
It says that all letters are frightful things, and to be endured only upon occasion, that is to say, in places where the sense of inscription is of more importance than external ornament. This is a sweeping statement from which we need not suffer unduly, yet is doubtful if there is art in individual letters. Letters in combination may be quite satisfying and in a well composed page. What?
Very
Very in depth.
yeah, poetic. Um
Oh, it's like the same thing over and over again. Like, look in the other Helvetica medium sections on this page. It's the same statement.
oh, wait, no, this
Why did
one.
they repeat it? But not that one. The purpose of the letters are practical one, making thought visible. Ruskin says that all letters are. Oh, there it goes. It repeats again.
Oh, maybe it's just filler text like lorem ipsum.
Maybe. That
Maybe
is weird.
this was before lorem ipsum even existed.
I don't know about that one. Wow.
And then their next one is Futura. It doesn't say if it's like secondary body copy. Not seeing anything like that. So I don't really want to read all this fine
Yeah. Well, it
text.
sounds like a lot of it repeats itself.
Yeah, I think it's just I think it's more to see it like maybe the demi bold is what they used for their headers, and then this is their body copy, and it's just for
Yeah.
people to see it. And I think it's kind of like the
I did
same
Google
thing.
it real quick. Lorem ipsum started gaining prominence as filler text in the 1960s.
Mm. So maybe NASA just wanted to be different
They wanted to be
with
different
whoever
and
Ruskin is.
Ruskin, this really ornamental statement
Mm-hmm.
over and over again.
Oh look, they even have times, just Times Roman, not Times New Roman, Times Roman.
So they have three different fonts: Helvetica,
Four,
Futura, and Times New Roman. What's the fourth one?
Garamond.
Garamond, I missed one. Why do they have so many? Does it say that somewhere?
I'm sure something in here like this says Times New Roman news orientated publications. Um,
Um, Publications are more permanent nature, of a more permanent nature.
it says higher quality, I guess. Small X height. Mm,
Doesn't really say anything for Futura.
says is quite
Headings.
legible and is versatile enough for catalog listings as well as brochure applications.
And in the last paragraph it says demi Futura demi bold for
Uh,
headings. Do not mix with Helvetica medium.
and then for Helvetica is the most important family. Hmm. So they probably just use that for almost everything else. Though.
Yeah, it sounds like Helvetica is primary. Futura is more for a little bit of interest, and then Garamond and Times New Roman are for different kinds of publications.
I wonder if they've changed that now, though.
Yeah, because
Since
four
everyone's
typefaces seems like a lot. Like usually we're like, I don't know, no more than three, and usually
yeah.
you stick with one body copy for everything, and then you always have, your like display or heading.
Mm-hmm. What is a leaflet?
A
Never.
leaflet? I'm assuming that's some kind of like pamphlet,
This
like
isn't really.
informational
Oh,
brochure or something. Yeah,
why can't they just say brochure?
they called it different things. It's
I
1976.
guess. I guess. No color? Or you think it's just black and white? Like it is color, but we're only
It
seeing.
is color. They were printing in color earlier in the document, so maybe
Hmm.
they used primarily black and white. I feel like there's not like a whole lot of information about why they chose things or why things are the way they are in this brand guide. There's just like a lot of random.
It's just examples of like their.
Yeah,
It's like a portfolio.
yeah. There's examples of publication, how titles are to be used with the logo or imagery they're using. Looks primarily black and white.
Mm-hmm. This is pretty sweet.
Photography in space. Press kits and directories. Hmm. Very simple. They're not. There's like
Yeah.
a lot of interest in like the
Well, it's
actual like images, which is actually makes sense for space,
it's also interesting because
new
I
age.
I feel like I've been seeing this style more frequently lately.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I'm sure it's always been around, but I've seen like very much like this a lot lately. Hmm. Tech. They're grids.
that's helpful too. Grids and layouts, like how
But who's
they
like?
prefer things
I
to be
guess
laid
that's
out.
more for the like the marketing people. Like their
Yeah,
engineers aren't gonna
I'm sure they
read
didn't
through
have
this.
like a set designer either, like in house in '76.
Yeah.
So I think everyone was just kind of putting things together. Just pages and
So
pages
many
of
different
layout examples.
variations. It's a lot. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like, no one's getting confused in this brand guide.
signs. Wow. Pretty
Wayfinding.
standard.
Yeah. I like how simple it is. Very easy.
Yeah. Simpler times. Oh, this is cool. Shows like when to use white text and when to use black text.
Yeah. That is good. That is helpful for contrast.
Ah,
It even has motor vehicles, where to put the logo on
yeah.
vehicles.
Dang, they even
On the
have like their
door.
measurements and all that.
The measurements like from the handle and the mirror and vans, trucks, buses, semis,
Trailers. NASA bus would looks
NASA
sounds pretty
bus,
cool.
NASA van,
NASA plane.
NASA plane.
Wow, so fancy.
There's like so much like
Look at all these different. They got a jet. They got multiple jets.
pre-incorporated helicopters, jets, planes.
Spaceship,
Yeah,
satellites. What do you think they use to apply it on the satellites? Is it paint?
I would assume some
Got
kind
to
of
be
paint.
something made for space.
Yeah,
Are these like
awards,
postcards? Oh,
awards.
awards and
There's certificates and
certificates.
awards section.
Dang. What is this?
Vinyl decals.
Seems like a sticker. I'm
Clothing. Oh, it's for
wearing a
clothing.
jumpsuit and lab
Jumpsuits,
coats.
lab coats. Yeah. And
Eh.
that's the last
Oh, a
page. It
hard
ends on
hat.
lab coats.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. What
Dang.
a weird way to end it.
Oh, it's a flight suit. I was like, why is it so long?
This was a
Interesting.
very in-depth brand guide for 76,
Yeah,
I think.
it's a lot.
I think it is really cool actually how they incorporated like how to use it in almost all of their different deliverables and like, the spaceships and or apparel and all
Yeah.
the different functions
I
that they
feel like
use
it's
in.
necessary to.
Yeah. I
At
have
least
not
with.
seen one this in depth with all those different examples.
What do you mean? Wait till we get to
Well, like,
Pepsi.
I mean, you're right.
But this is the newer one on their site. But
But
there's
red
that
thing's a
thing.
vector.
Oh yeah. I don't know what that means in space
In this context, yeah,
terms.
I'm not sure either.
Worm.
But yeah, they took that badge that was in the 76 brand guide and they did change the font though. Didn't they have
No,
the
it's still
original?
Helvetica. Where is it? I saw
No,
it
I mean
somewhere.
the word mark, like the present day NASA,
Oh.
not the
Oh.
really cool one. Didn't it used to be though?
I think they still use it. I mean, they didn't use it for this one. Or maybe it's like third party things that are using it. Because I still see it
Yeah.
everywhere. I wonder if this is the same red as the red in here. It looks a little bit brighter.
It does look like a brighter red that they use now.
Yeah,
It
this
could be the
one's.
same, but I don't know. Well, the 76 documents like photocopied,
Yeah.
so
Look.
like the color could be different through scanning and
Helvetica.
stuff.
Still. Oh, well,
They
it's right
still want
here.
a NASA bus.
Oh, see, they still use it.
So weird that they don't use the original word mark though, like in their primary badge that they use.
I think it's because it's already so iconic, there's no need to.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you just have the blue circle with this flare thing and no text, people will automatically recognize it. And then
Mhm.
if you have this thing, the Bauhaus looking text, you know, people already know that as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure if you did like those like guess the logo challenge things where it gives you parts of the logo and people literally just saw like the A and the S, people would automatically know that's like NASA. I feel like
Mhm.
it's just that well known. Oh,
Yeah.
they call this one the worm.
Oh, the word mark's called the worm.
Mm, that's
Oh,
like
that
their
makes sense. That's
nickname.
actually really cool.
Well,
I
because I
like that they
saw it.
incorporated that in this brand guide versus the 76 one because they're like, how do you come up with this? Where did it come from?
Yeah. Well, because I
The
saw up
worm.
here something about the worm. Wait, was it here? Oh yeah, right here. And they call it the blue meatball.
Oh, the primary logo is the blue
Yeah,
meatball.
blue meatball, and then their logo type is the worm. Well, that's interesting. I'll probably forget that, but that's pretty cool.
Meatball and the worm.
Yeah. I wonder how they chose at least meatball. Worm kind of makes sense because it does kind of like it is close enough to being like a one line type of thing.
Yeah, and I think of like wormholes too, like
Oh
in
yeah.
space. But meatball, I don't understand that one.
I mean, these white dimples could be the texture of the ball. Yeah, who knows?
The stars.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah,
All
this
right,
one's
let's move on to the.
definitely more like everyone else's today. Not as in
Yeah,
depth.
very simple.
Do you want to look at the crazy? We'll look at the crazy.
Yeah, let's look at the crazy Pepsi brand guide. This came out in 2008.
Well, I pulled up the old one, and this one's more known on like social media, and then I pulled up their newer one just because I kind of, it's interesting.
Yeah, and they have changed it a little bit since 2008, but I remember everyone freaking over this one in 2008 because
Well,
it's so
it's not like
weird.
freaking out. They're just like commenting about it because of
Yeah,
how in depth they went. Because it's crazy. Like this one,
it
it's
doesn't
like
even make sense at
DNA.
some points.
I don't even understand this. Like, why is the arrow going this way? Like, what
Yeah,
does
why
that
is
mean?
Pepsi in connection to DNA and the
Oh,
future and
yeah.
innovation?
And then there's a smaller one. There's more future, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, go back up, go back. It says continued investment provides us with a clear resource for innovation. And I'm like, okay, that's a fine statement, but what does this figure underneath it mean?
This reminds me of like, did you watch Avengers Endgame?
Yeah.
This reminds me when the Sorcerer Supreme lady was talking about the whole timeline thing.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
it's what it is reminding me of. The origins of creative endeavors. Bum, ba, da, bum.
Breathtaking. Wait, I feel like the Pepsi ethos has evolved over time. The vocabulary of truth and simplicity is a reoccurring phenomena in the brand's history. It communicates the brand in a timeless manner with an expression of clarity. Pepsi breathtaking builds on knowledge. True innovation always begins by investigating the historic path. Going back to the roots moves the brand forward as it changes the trajectory of the future.
Wow.
Wow.
Question mark. Oh, because that's what they're doing now.
Oh,
Wait,
they're
I think they're like trying to create a new idea for their packaging because it's like bottle. I don't
can.
know. Is that supposed to be a can? That does
I
not
don't
look.
know.
Maybe that's like the 1970s can before we get the cans we have now. Who knows?
Design
The
principles.
hell is this? See, I don't understand this. What is this?
Breathtaking is a strategy based on the evolution of 5,000 plus years of shared ideas and design philosophy, creating an authentic constitution of design. This chart documents the origin and evolution of intellectual property.
So
What?
are they like codenaming this as breathtaking? That's
I
what it
think
sounds
so.
like.
That's what it sounds like because they keep using breathtaking. But
What
this
is?
figure with just circles with a bunch of random history below it.
And of course they added Pepsi. They're like, ooh, because we're
Pepsi
so great.
introduces breathtaking. So I think what they're trying to say through this graph, even though it's wild and doesn't make sense in this, is this rebrand of Pepsi is going to be the next big
It's the
historic
next Mona
moment.
Lisa.
Yeah, because yeah,
Let me just go over
breathtaking.
bottles. Don't tell me they get it from here. You can already like see something right here. Where do they get this circle? The circle's just dropped in there, and it's like not even. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah,
Never
it is
mind.
the 1910 version of the bottle. So they combined all the bottles together,
Tracing the DNA
tracing
from
the Pepsi
1890.
DNA.
That really when Pepsi was like first made? This is insane.
What's okay? They just traced the old Pepsi logo and
And hope to find some random
circles.
shape in here.
I guess so.
And they're
1905
just doing
Pepsi
it to all of
geometries.
them. Oh my.
I'm tracing over and over.
Well, it's not tracing. They're
Or like
tracking
just
the
like
angles.
tracking, yeah, all those circles.
Like, what is this supposed to get you?
I don't know.
When does it get to the crazy stuff? See, this one's so simple. And then it's even more simpler.
All the geometries. They're calling this whole section of them tracking all the geometries and the logos the DNA, tracing the DNA of Pepsi.
Yeah.
Projecting Pepsi's future, applying universal laws to establish a blueprint for the brand.
Oh my god. They're bringing in.
I feel like we have to read all the crazy stuff. Artists
Oh,
and
I know.
architects have proportioned their works to approximate the golden ratio, especially the form of the golden rectangle, in which the ratio of the longer side to the shorter side is the golden ratio. They believe this proportion to be universally and aesthetically pleasing. The golden ratio plays an essential role in the human perception of beauty. And
Wow.
so they show the golden ratio in architecture
Everything.
and the
The
Mona
Mona
Lisa.
Lisa, type design or text layouts. The conch or nautilus shell. My bad, not a conch. This is just too much, and I
The
miss.
Pepsi ratio starts with a circle.
Draw a circle with diameter D equals A. Step 2. Find its center and draw two same size circles with diameter D equals 0.5 A. Step 3. Rotate the center line 45 degrees. Copy one of the smaller circles. Place its center on the intersection of the larger circle and the rotated center line. Bloody hell. Step 4. Draw a circle that lies within the larger one. Its diameter is such that it touches all three circles in exactly and only in one point. Where's that? Is that what is that this circle? I guess so. Step 5.
Maybe it's the one with the red.
But that's right here.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it has to be that smaller one then.
But I don't know. Okay. Step 5. Rotate the center line by 56 degrees. Place a small circle with its center on the intersection of the largest circle and then rotated center line. Step 6. The Pepsi brand is created by intersecting circles with a set proportion to each other. The coordinates are marked X. So, what's the point of all this if you're just going to go down to use these two smaller circles on the bottom? Step 7. The Pepsi ratio is created by two simple circles that are in a set ratio to each other. The golden ratio. Wow. Step 8. The Pepsi
Pepsi.
ratio is aesthetic geometry. How do
Okay,
you
I know
get
why.
this to this?
I know why they did that. It's
Oh, that
the
that
golden
line comes
ratio
back.
thing. Yeah,
Oh
because
god.
the smaller circles that they use down there at the bottom, they have to get the correct measurements for those. They have to use, half the diameter of the big circle. So those are what the two smaller circles are for in the middle. So they're like, I don't know.
It's just too much. Well, my thing is like they put in so much work to this and then they rebrand it like I don't know, 16, 12, 14 years later and then it's like back to what they had a couple years before.
So they're going over the Pepsi ratio again in this.
The different size circles you use somehow work in the golden ratio. This looks like this looks like those diagrams they have for the different paper sizes.
Yeah,
Where
it
it's like
does.
A1 and then A2 or whatever. Dynamics. I don't understand any of this.
The Earth.
Ah, now we get to the good
Oh,
stuff.
now it gets really weird.
We get into the
The Earth's
Earth's
geodynamo,
geodynamo.
naturally occurring electric generator in fluid motion, generates and sustains the Earth's magnetic field.
And somehow that connects to this thing called the Pepsi globe, which isn't even the new logo they made. It's like their older.
Yeah. Magnetic fields. Magnetic fields exert forces on inner and outer surfaces of the Earth, which connects to Pepsi energy fields. The symmetrical energy fields are in balance.
Yeah,
What?
I get it. I totally get it now. Magnetic dynamics, because this thing has its own magnetic field.
The Pepsi logo has magnetic fields. Makes sense.
Emotive forces, whatever that is. I truly don't understand this.
Multiple perspectives. Multiple points of view, one object.
So if you look at
So
it dead on, it's a smiley face. If you look at it
at
15
15
degrees
degrees.
above, I think, like looking down, you see another smiley face. 30 degrees looking down, Still a smiley face. 40 degrees, still smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
They're all smiley faces. They're all happy. Happy.
Yeah.
Pepsi is happy at every angle.
How did they generate these different perspectives? First of all, what the heck is this? This isn't like... You're looking at 0 degrees, you'd think that this would just be the logo in general. And then every
Yeah, it's
degree
still
is like
not
a
this
3D
logo that
render
they
they do.
created. It's slightly
But these are
different.
all just, like this one's close to it. This one's close to it too, but that's 90 degrees. Oh wait, maybe that's what it means. Wait, I'm so confused now. I don't understand it. But it's all smiley faces. Whether you're happy, snoring, or whatever
The
this
last one
face
looks like
is.
it's sleeping.
Yeah. You're still going to enjoy the product. I think that's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
Drink more Pepsi.
The face of a new generation. With all their smiley faces again on another page.
Yeah. A multi-dimensional, dimensionalized brand. Great. Through motion. I don't understand what this is trying to explain. Oh, and
The
color theory.
Oh my god.
We're into some psychology into this. So, what does this mean? The
Derived using
cool
a
is better than whatever this is, or the cool goes to this?
I don't know. Wait, go back up a little bit. Scientific method of color assignment based on the product's essence and primary features. Each color on the color wheel is associated with a subjective psychic and emotional value.
Cool.
Is Pepsi
Oh, so
cool,
that's like
fresh?
the different colors they use for the different cans.
Oh, I see.
Pepsi
So
Max.
the cool color is for Pepsi. Cool fresh is for Pepsi Max. The yellow, energetic and balanced.
It's like a sunflower yellow. I've never seen a Pepsi can
Yeah, I
that
haven't
color.
either.
I have this. Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, Diet Pepsi is gray. Cool, rich, fresh.
Caffeine free. Diet Pepsi. Isn't that just Pepsi Zero now or whatever?
Yeah.
Now we're into freaking gravity.
Gravitational pull.
How does the logo have a gravitational pull with whatever these are? Satellites? Magnet?
End of aisle. End of aisle. What does end of aisle mean? It's so small on my screen. I'm like getting really close.
I don't... What aisle?
Oh, typical shopping aisle. Look, that thing is a person at the very end of the
Oh
line,
my
and the other
god.
one's the aisle.
What the hell? This is so... This is just
it's
too
like
much.
a person from a top-down view.
Yeah. They're basically just like saying like, oh yeah, any customer will naturally go towards a Pepsi
Gravitate towards
like,
a Pepsi, yeah.
What if they have a Coca-Cola product on the other side of the
And the
aisle?
more Pepsi you put, the more they'll be drawn to it in the relativity of space and time.
I don't under... Oh my god. It's just too much. What is all this mumbo jumbo? And now they bring back Pepsi Planet again. And they're talking about light years.
Pepsi Galaxy.
It's
the Pepsi universe.
Cinematic Pepsi universe. Holy smokes. Now you have Pepsi Universe, which is 8 light years.
Is that the last page too? Yeah.
So are they trying to say that 8 light years away from Earth is a Pepsi universe?
It must be.
They're just shipping out...
They know something we don't.
They're shipping out pallets of Pepsi cans.
That's where it comes from. That's why this brand guide doesn't make any sense from us. It's from another planet. It's from the Pepsi universe.
That's what all those spaceship tests are doing. They're just sending them out into space.
That's what NASA's real job is. They're in cahoots together.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're definitely working together.
Well, that was insane and made no sense.
Yeah.
I understand they wanted to make something big, but it was what? Why did you spend that much time making that?
Yeah, I know.
Pepsi.
This is their new
Only for them to redesign not that long after.
No, it was like it was like 10 plus years, I think. Yeah. 14 years?
2023.
But I thought it was super funny because they basically just went back to what they had
The original,
way
yeah,
before.
yeah.
But one thing that I really found interesting was that this text is very similar to the Paris Olympics text.
You're right. It is. It's just like a little thicker.
Paris Olympics. Because the P looks very similar. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, I
I
like
see
it.
it.
It's like a nice, it's very today like for a logo, I'd say.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think they
A lot
definitely were
more of the
like,
modern, very clean.
yeah. They're like, what we did last time was way too much.
Yeah,
We
makes
need to
no sense.
simmer down a little bit. Cause yeah, this is very much of like what you would see today, I feel like.
Yeah, and their current brands is guideline is just very straight to the point.
It's like what you would see at agencies, like their
Yeah,
websites.
it's timeless, is what they're
Hmm.
saying now.
That's cool. Different languages. I never thought of that
Hmm.
actually.
Mango
Mango?
Pepsi?
Interesting.
That exists?
Probably not here. It's probably like a European drink.
Yeah, but wow, Pepsi. Wow.
Oh, I didn't even know Aquafina had a rebrand. I also don't like this stupid pink dot that's so delayed. Like, I don't like websites that do that
And why is it pink?
for contrast. I don't know. Okay. And
Let's move on
then
to the next one.
Slack.
Slack.
I haven't looked through this one yet, but I feel like it's going to be pretty straightforward. Um, I am curious though on how they got to like the end shape.
Yeah, does it say up at the top? Derived from the original
Oh, they
Slack
call it the
logo.
Octothorpe.
Octothorpe.
I can zoom in too.
Oh, thank you. On the shared screen, it's like small on my screen, so I'm like on top of it trying to read it.
Derived from the original Slack logo, the new Octothorpe is composed of simple geometric shapes in four primary colors. The symbol is legible at most sizes, and a small version is provided for micro applications. The two basic shapes used in the Octothorpe, a speech bubble and a lozenge, can be extracted and used as graphic elements. Interesting. So it's a speech bubble and a lozenge.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting. Our logo composed of the thing and a logo type set in helix bold. Very nice.
Like it. Very clear, straight to the point.
Mm-hmm. Stacked logo.
Avoid using small, uh, or avoid using small sizes because it becomes illegible. Makes
Makes
sense.
sense. Logo
Uh,
construction.
Very specific placement. Relationships with each logo alignments create a solid lockup and allow for other graphic elements to align with them. Knowing these spatial relationships is critical for maintaining consistency across the brand.
That's weird that they use this measurement to track whatever point of the K this is to the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't they just find something similar, but from this length to here?
Hmm.
Probably not.
This one's pretty straightforward so far.
Yeah, it's like a professional, legit one.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
How to use the logo, how not to use the logo, different scales to use it at,
Like the
smallest and
color
biggest
palettes and
points, color palette.
scales. Oh, how to use their single color versions.
Makes sense.
It's nice. This.
Clear space.
Oh, that's
Logo
interesting.
spaces. That is interesting. The other one makes sense, like having the whole logo space Other
Yeah, that's
Apple
what you
logo.
normally see.
But this one, it's like the logo, the stacked
Yeah.
logo
And it's
space
like,
is
why do
like
you need the
it broken
speech
apart.
bubble when you can just use the lozenge?
Well, I guess they incorporated that to kind of show you where that shape came
I
from.
guess. Yeah, I guess. That's true.
Other partner
Oh.
logos or partner logos aligned to the baseline of the logo type. Makes sense.
And it's only to the X height and not the cap height. Interesting. Well, how do they calculate this one? You should have explained that, although it's not really that important.
Don't crop the logo, don't transparency, don't drop shadow, don't distort, don't the typical, the typical.
I honestly I couldn't figure out the difference between these two until I read it.
Oh yeah, I didn't either. It's very close.
Yeah. Don't use different colors, no outline, no rotating. Don't change size or alignment.
I don't know, this one's kind of boring in comparison.
Yeah. It's just,
Colors,
it's
hexes.
legit. That's all it
It's
is.
legit, it's a real one.
Well, typography, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Brand headlines.
Larsiet.
Larskiet.
Larsite. I don't know. It's nice. Simple. Nothing too crazy going on with the letter
Mm-hmm.
forms. I like the Q. It's a nice, like,
Yeah,
whatever that is. Oh, that's weird because the numbers seem very narrow.
they do.
But, like, the
I
text
almost feel like
doesn't.
they don't belong.
Yeah, it's like it's a condensed version.
But they literally used the entire family and then typed out every single.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's nice. And then circulars, they're,
Circular.
wait, brand headlines, huh? Kind of similar, couple differences with the others. These numbers look normal.
Yeah, those numbers look like they pair better. Type specimen, the ideal stack. Oh, so this is their ideal hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice to know because when you're given a whole family, sometimes you're like, there's a million different ways I could stack this and use this.
Interesting. Quote marks, they use the circular one, but for the pull quote, they use the other typeface.
Hmm.
Ooh, and their web is Proxima Nova.
So another one with like 4 fonts. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, that's interesting. So they only use this for web stuff? But
But
they're
aren't
like
they
an all
primarily
online type
web?
of business. So it's like, why not just use whatever you used before on your web? And that's it. You're welcome. We looked at it. Um, Spotify. I don't even know where it
Yeah.
is in here, but the only thing that I found interesting when I first saw it was the typeface.
Didn't you said they made their own typeface?
What it looked like to me is that they made a whole new typeface just for them, and it was like a super family where you can change the weights, condensed, ultra wide, or whatever, and so they can use it for literally any genre of music for their covers or what? Yeah, the covers
Yeah.
of like albums. That's what I saw. Um, I'm not seeing it in here though. I feel like that's something they would have included, but I think it's this typeface, and it's like what they use in their app.
Mhm.
I am going backwards, but that's kind of why I liked it because I thought that was so interesting, and I feel like other people were kind of saying like they overdid it a bit, but I mean,
I like how adaptable Spotify has made their brand though, and how they use it because music is so big and there's so many different genres, and they're trying to um, cover all those different genres in their brand, but also cater to their audience and their personalization goals. And I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
just they've worked on it a lot. I've seen over the last couple years as a user of Spotify, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice like that they have like their basic brand colors, but they don't really strictly follow it. Like yes, they do in their app, but when it
Hmm.
comes to like whatever they design, they kind of just like do whatever. Cuz it's like
Yeah,
music is so diverse and it's like different
it's like when
emotions
they
and all that or
use
whatever.
their primary colors, they're using it to promote Spotify itself,
Mhm.
like as a whole. But when they're trying to, you know, use their brand with different kinds of music or whatever, that's when they try to branch off and do other things with different colors to kind of pair with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it. It's clean.
Yeah, I mean I feel like they haven't changed a whole lot. I mean, I didn't start using Spotify till like I think like 2017. And since then, it
Hmm.
hasn't really changed much. So, and I feel like there's really no need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's interesting though about the typeface you said. Like I don't see it in here, but
I'm
I see
sure
them
if I
doing
like
something like that.
Spotify custom typeface, oh yeah, right here, Spotify Mix, our new and exclusive font. Here's a video. This is the video that I saw. I'm gonna mute it because copyright stuff. But it kind of just shows
Ooh,
how like yeah diverse it
it's like
is.
a variable. Yeah, it could
Yeah,
be.
you can make it
Oh,
bold, wide, light, narrow.
nice. That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So this is what I first saw, and I was like, "Holy smokes, that's insane!"
Yeah, so it can be used for everything. That is kind of
Mm-hmm.
genius
Oh,
to have that.
yeah.
And so it covers all its different aesthetics and genres and bases and images. And yeah.
That's what really like caught my attention. I was like, "Damn, that's cool." And then we had Discord on the list. I don't really know why, but it was there.
We could do a quick glance before we move on.
I think it was just like the icon is supposed to be like a controller, but it's
Yeah.
also a mascot. I forgot what they call it. Um,
Yeah, I know they had a name for their mascot or their logo, the little controller guy. I like Discord too, just because of their like they have a very clear brand voice too, which I think very matches like its function. It's very casual, fun, playful, like
yeah. I like how they have these four colors, but they are not seen anywhere
anywhere.
else.
Yeah,
I have
that is
never
kind
seen
of
them
weird.
either. Also, this is very short. It's literally just to download their assets. But
Hmm.
I've never seen this green, yellow, pink, or red ever used in Discord.
Maybe those are the colors, like for different roles. Is what I'm looking at, like a
Well,
server
I
now.
guess the green shows when you're online, and maybe the yellow shows when you're do not disturb, and then the red is when
Yeah.
you're like recording. But that's such a small thing. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, that's weird.
But yeah, that's yeah. Discord's pretty. I mean, they don't really have any in-depth things,
Yeah.
especially because this isn't really describing everything. It's just to see what their stuff is. Although it doesn't even show text.
It doesn't. Yeah.
But I guess it's people who
Discord,
use
you need more
it.
to your brand guide.
Yeah, but I guess it's. I feel like they're more of just like people just need their logo to put on like a post or a poster.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Makes sense.
Is there anything else you want to go over with for brand guides?
I don't think so,
All right. All
but
right.
Pepsi blew my mind.
It's
It broke it a
crazy.
little bit.
It's it's just way too much.
Yeah,
Unnecessarily. They
I agree.
clearly did not have the less is more motive back then.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, well, now it's on to Fun of the Week.
Yeah, no sad to rad this week, but font of the week.
Yeah.
Last episode, we chose Magasin,
Mm-hmm.
which was this
Magasin.
script font.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. Personally, I wasn't. I thought I liked it at first glance, and then when I started using
Yeah,
it, I was
same.
not a fan. Um,
I had a similar thing with it.
to me, it was just the ligatures and the way, like, if you look in my poster, there's a C and E, and
Hmm.
it's just like put together, and I just don't like the way it looks. Like, I feel like they could have done something else. I'm not really too sure what.
Yeah, the height of everything was interesting. I was trying to stack lines and stuff, and I couldn't, like, they weren't fitting together at all just because of the different heights and, like, of everything. I don't know. It was
Yeah, it
not what I was
was.
wanting.
It's definitely. I mean, now after using it, I probably wouldn't use it. I feel like they're way. Like when I first saw it, I said it was like it was giving me a French vibe. But if I were to do something in the French field, I would use something totally different.
Yeah.
I feel like this is, and also since I did do something in French, I feel like the letter combos. I mean, even it's similar to like English, but I don't know. I feel like it just didn't really work out the way I was visioning it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was. There's good ones, there's bad ones. They're not all great.
I agree. Do you want to go over yours first?
Sure, 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 sure. So mine, I did um the French theme. All the text is in French. I don't really remember what it says. But basically it's like red. The colors I used was like red, pink, and white. Used a little bit of like overlaying and multiplying. I have text in the background. I don't even know how you say it in French, but I think it means um, sausage and bread. I think that's what it means. And then I have on the front side of the poster in white, I have white text and then illustration of a hot dog. And I think that one is a masterpiece between two buns, I think is what it means. So, yeah, super simple. Um, Took me a lot longer than I expected to. I wanted to have fun with the text in the back, and that's what took me forever. But I got to a point where I gave up, and I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
this will do." So
I like your
yes,
colors together.
yeah, I wanted to go with. I mean, I don't really know what made me decide it. I just wanted to use a red, really, and then
And I like what you did too with the type in the background. I know that's not the font of the week technically, but I like how you like distorted some of them and kind of,
well, I tried to
placed
do
them
that because it's not.
all over.
It's not a whole lot of text to fill the background,
Yeah.
and I mean, you can tell that when I got to that word on the bottom, I didn't do any altercations or whatever. Mainly because the
Hmm.
S's are so hard to mess with. Because once you move a couple points, it just looks bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna move them around, and then yeah, I made the A relatively shaped like the Eiffel Tower, but not
That's
exactly.
what I saw, yeah. I saw the nod to it.
Yeah, I do think the P looks a little wonky. I feel like I should probably make that counter, the whole thing, a little bit smaller. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah.
super quick. I mean, it took me a bit. I think it took me like 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Good little exercise.
Yeah.
I like that you don't use texture very often like that either, and so I like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
You
I
know
was
me and my
like, it
texture.
looks so flat. I was like, I don't want to do the Riso texture because I feel like I've been using that a lot lately. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
have been
find
using that a lot.
I found like a film, like a scratched film texture. So I kind of just mess with that. I was like, all right, that's good enough. It adds enough.
Yeah,
So yeah, super simple. Not a whole lot.
I like it. You inspired me to do something French too, so I also did French.
Nice.
But um, the French are known for taking very long breaks. They're very like casual
French.
people. They're all about living in the moment and not working too hard. So I kind of wanted to do a coffee shop type poster that was French. And so I came up with the tagline "Savor the moment, the French way," and the this hypothetical coffee shop is called La Maison de Café, and that translates to the coffee house. And I liked this bright pink and like very almost like neon blue colors together. They're very contrasty, but I felt like they paired together very well. Um, I found a lot of little coffee elements in like this smoke or steam cloud online and just kind of rearranged them to kind of create a pattern in the steam coming out of this bottom coffee cup. And yeah, I just did a little blurb that was in both French and English just to kind of fill some space. I was really struggling with using Magasin as a typeface because I wanted, like I said, to stack the lines and kind of mess with it a little bit. But it's just, I don't know, it was very hard to stack. I
Yeah,
think because it's like so straight,
it's
and
like a script text, but you can't really do a whole lot with it like other script texts.
mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, but this poster is very illustrative. I really struggled using Magasin. I think partially too because of my design, this like steam cloud pattern coming out of the bottom coffee cup kind of covers like a very large amount of the poster and like a surface area that I kind of left myself with not a lot of places to put the text to. And because I couldn't alter Magasin the way I wanted it to, I don't know, it just there's something about it that I
Yeah.
was struggling with. And I knew this typeface was going to be a little bit challenging when we chose it, but I didn't think it would be like this.
Yeah, I thought.
I thought we would have trouble pairing it with content more than anything,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, it's definitely a
yeah.
difficult one to work with, but I mean, it still looks good. Like I can definitely see this like on a window of a coffee shop or just like a social post type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely does fit that style for a coffee shop as well. Like
Yeah,
a like one of those smaller business ones, like in a park area. That's where I'd envision it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely thought it would have gone differently when we first picked it. And then basically when I uh downloaded it and first typed it in, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be hard. So yeah.
yeah. I struggled with this one.
Yeah, I did. I did too.
Hey, it can't always be easy.
Nah, I mean it's good to when you get some like these because it's more of a challenge. Because it's like how someone designed this whole typeface for a reason. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
how would you use it? But yeah, it's a good challenge, I'll say. Good challenge.
Yeah, I do really like how like the typeface itself like looks. It's very cool, but very hard to work with.
Yeah, it looks nice, but once you start using it and like adding things around it, it
If
then
you
gets
wanted it
hard
for
to
like a
use.
straight header, perfect.
Yeah.
If you wanted it to kind of make a good like display or I don't know,
If it
area of
were like a
interest,
title
it's a
page of
little
a
more hard.
presentation,
Yeah,
I think it'd be fine.
exactly.
When anything else, I think is when you get a little bit where it gets a little bit more difficult because like page headers, you then have to find another typeface that like will pair well with it.
Hmm.
And that probably will get a little bit hard.
Yeah,
And then even at like smaller scales, it'll probably get really hard to read.
I
So
think
yeah.
so. All right. For the next font of the week, we chose New Haas Grotesk.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty
very.
popular too. I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of
I've been
people use it.
seeing it a lot lately as like primary body typeface. Very simple sans serif, but
Yeah. It has its features.
it does have a lot of character to it too.
Yeah. And it's like one of those super family ones, I think
Yes,
too.
so you
So
can
a
use it
lot
in
of
many different
options.
ways.
Mm-hmm. Lots of options.
Yeah. Anything else about the font of the week you want to add, Ty?
Um, I don't think so.
All
Well,
right.
yeah, just the nuance.
Well, if you guys haven't already, go subscribe to our Patreon sticker account or sticker account. Sticker pack 00 was released over on Patreon, so go claim your sticker pack there. We also have bonus episodes that we are planning
Mm-hmm.
to go over there and other little freebies that will come down the line. Just a very fun place to support us and to see some exclusive bonus content that is not seen on our typical platforms. Also, go join our Discord server so you can connect with other designers, post your font of the week, and use our event line that we've been dying to use eventually, someday,
One day it'll be used.
one day. And as always, too, an Instagram recap will be posted with the episode where you can find pictures of things we talked about, our fonts of the week that we discussed in the episode, and any other reminders and stuff that may have come up along the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, think that's about it. Do I close it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll close it. Thank you for tuning in to 1-800 Sad Design. Until next time, keep designing, stay inspired, and dial into design. Bye.
Bye.